Well, here is the Swan 700CX once again. I've been trying to get power on the transmit position, and that really relies on the bandpass of the sideband IF signal, controlled by these two variable capacitors. So they're saying, I think this one's like 5500 on the left, 5500 and 5503, and those have to go through the bandpass of the crystal filter. Anyway, what I found was book tuning it got it close, but it didn't really have much power coming out of here. So to fix that, I simply went for a power tune, in that I tuned up everything on 40 meters and go to transmit here. And then look at the watt meter, I'm nulled, and when I back the carrier, take the balance modulator out of balance. You want to get some real power out of this thing, right? Because that's what you're going to see when you transmit. So there's 200 watts out of balance, and that's really what you want to see. So to get that, at least that's the opposite side, I just fiddled around with this capacitor here and tuned it for max, because that's how you're going to get the power out of this thing. So it's tightened down pretty hard. And the other one, when you go for the other mode here, normal mode, normal sideband mode, that's this other capacitor, and this one I have way out. So I'm sure that's not probably too good by the book. And the sideband now is a bit off in that I have power coming out of here, a lot of power when I unbalance. And that's what I want. So I want to run AM on this thing. And so I got to unbalance it with power. So inside, of course, now for sideband, I'm balanced. So I'm on lower sideband now, I'm on 40 meters, and if you look at the signal there, and let's unquiet this thing here. There's lower sideband. This is lower, well, now it's on upper sideband. Let's change this to lower sideband. And what's disturbing is it totally changes frequency, which other radios don't do. So there's lower sideband. This is lower sideband. Then when I go to opposite or upper sideband, it'll change frequencies, and that doesn't seem normal to me. Usually it just changes the characteristic of the sideband. So now this thing just jumps a good bit. And then for upper, I gotta change it to upper here. Okay, there it is. This is upper sideband, upper sideband. But see how it's lower now in frequency, and if I want to go to lower sideband again, it pops up there. And when I go to LSB here, so I wonder if my program here is screwed up. 729. I'm gonna say it's working right. I'm gonna say my my software here is messed up. It shouldn't do that. So yeah, it's working right. This should stay, well, let's see, is it? No, it's not. This should pretty much stay on the same frequency when I go up or lower the carrier. What remains of the carrier. So what if I assume that this, okay, here's upper sideband. This is, okay, that is definitely not upper sideband. Okay, upper sideband is here. There we go. This is upper sideband. Okay, so that's working. go on to lower, that seems right if this would stay stable, but it doesn't. It'll shift it up frequency a good bit. So I gotta figure out why it does that, if it's even supposed to do that. Other radios have never done that, so this is strange. Anyway, I have to go up frequency. I have to take this thing down to meet where I was. Take the VFO down. And then I'm back on lower sideband. I don't know if it changes the receive. It should, I guess. This is lower sideband. Anyway, that's kind of scary. So the takeaway from this lecture here is that the sideband will change frequency, at least on my radio, and I don't think that's right. The other takeaway is the carrier to modulate it really well. I've had to really muck around with the frequency of the sideband carrier. So let's just say for a minute that I want to change these sideband carriers a bit. So what if I crank this one in really well? Okay, it's cranked in, and this one I'll crank out. Would that help me when I change this now? No, not at all. It gets worse. All right, so that doesn't help. So it's not, the problem is not there. Now, unbalance and get it back where it was. There's opposite right there. This one I have to tighten up to get power out. There's some power. Get it with the passband. And I'm really tight there. All right, the other one. This one has to go way out. So I think something's screwy here. Maybe my filter is off now. I don't know. Anyway, this one way out. And that works. So now, check the power coming out. When I unbalance, 200 watts about. And that's what you want, really, because when you transmit, you want power. Okay. So, we're now balanced. Microphone up all the way. There's hum. Sideband test, KB3 whiskey. So you want to see power out of this darn thing, right? So there's the power. And on a 200,000 watt scale. That's the upper scale, 100, 500, 1,000, okay. So you never really get out more wattage than you put in, I guess, on the tune mode, but they say the meter dampens this thing and it should be putting out more PEP. KB3W test. All right, that concludes my video. I hope this is helpful, and maybe one of you can help me unravel the mystery of why this changes frequency where other radios don't. As you can see, that is irritating. All right. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.